Hi, and welcome to your Urban Connection. Remember, this is the channel that is often imitated, but is never duplicated. Now, I may just tell you, I've got an exciting show for you tonight, and one that some of you might find hard to believe, but it's all true, and I've got the facts to prove it. Now, I want to introduce you to a young lady who is an immigrant to the United States. And as you all well know, for the last few days, we've been celebrating the national holiday called Juneteenth. But I want to tell you what this young immigrant lady, and I'll tell you her name in just a minute, what she had to say to Black Americans about Juneteenth. Now, here it is. Okay, you see it and you read it right. Republican candidate tells Black Americans to leave the United States in a Juneteenth message. Now, this young lady is a resident of the state of Missouri. Like I said, she's an immigrant. She came to this country from Colombia, right? She's 25 years old. And by the time I get through with this, you'll understand why I have a problem believing that any individual could be so ignorant, so dumb, so bigoted, and so racist in just 25 years. Okay? But this young lady, whose name is Valentia Gomez, and she is a Republican candidate for a Secretary of State in the state of Missouri. Now let's talk a little bit about Valentia. A Republican candidate for Missouri Secretary of State has told Black Americans who do not like the country to kindly leave in a video posted on the eve of Juneteenth. Gomez, who previously caused outrage for urging voters not to be weak and gay, another form of bigotry, accused the federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States of being the most wretched holiday, and that Black people should no longer be seeking reparations. The video from Gomez, a staunch Donald Trump supporter, arrived days after the former president's 2024 campaign team announced a Black Americans for Trump initiative to try to persuade African Americans to support the Republican in November's race against Joe Biden. Now, let me just tell you one thing. From just a little bit I've read here, doesn't she sound just like one of Trump's puppets? Okay, she's a puppeteer. So I want to say this to, and I want to call it Miss, but that would be inappropriate. Miss Gomez, let me say something to you. Shame on you for being so damn stupid and so racist and so bigoted and having the audacity to think that you can come to America, my homeland, from Colombia, and then tell me where I should go and I should leave. No, ma'am. You should take your ass back to Colombia because it sounds like you don't like America. And if you don't like the fact that in America, we have a national holiday that commemorates and celebrates the day that was set aside for us to remind us of the day that African Americans in the United States received their freedom, ma'am. You don't belong here. We don't want you here. Nobody that I know of called you. We didn't send for you. And none of us want you. So you're free to pack your bags and get on the same bus, train, or airplane, or boat, whatever, that brought your little ass over here from Colombia to take you right back. I'm sure it has a two-way policy, to and from. And it's time for you to go back to Colombia. Okay, ma'am? Now, Gomez posted her latest video on X, formerly Twitter, attacking Juneteenth, and says, if you don't like America, get the F out. Those are her words. Okay? Now, Juneteenth is a ratchet, and I agree with the real Candace O, speaking of Candace Owens, I assume. If you don't like America, get the F out. Reparations from slavery and black victimization is about to be shoved down our throats for the most wretched holiday in America, Ms. Gomez said. Black Lives Matter raised millions. And what did they do for Black lives? It's outrageous to see people ask you for reparations even though they never went through slavery. These ungrateful people should be celebrating because they were born in the greatest nation to ever exist. Here's a tip. And once again, she repeats herself. If you don't like America, kindly get the F out. So let me just go further now. This is a dumb, ignorant, bigoted, racist 25-year-old who's only been in this country for a few days, few months, or maybe a few years. She's not spent one day in America trying to learn about the experiences that Black Americans have experienced for the last 400 years. She's not spent one day. And it wouldn't make any difference if she did, because of the fact she is putting herself in the same dumbass position that others like her, immigrants to this country, like Nikki Haley, like Rubio, whatever his name is, like Nikki Haley, Rubio, and Rebasani, or whatever his name is, that ran for president, okay? And you all are licking the boots of Donald Trump and his wayward, criminalist Republicans. And so therefore, you're not interested in finding out intelligent information that will allow you to speak on what you know. You chose to be ignorant and remain ignorant and attempt to speak on what you don't know, because you don't know. It's obvious that you don't know anything about the Black experience in America, okay? But you want to lick the boots of Donald Trump, hoping that it will advance you up the ladder. Take a lesson from those that have come before you. Let's take an example. Nikki Haley from India has licked the boots ever since she's been in America, even though her family experienced firsthand the discrimination, the racism, and the bigotry that we Black African Americans experience. But she still, to this day, licks the boots. Even though I told her 6 months ago that she would never be the vice president, she would never be the president in these United States. The same goes for Ramazani, whatever his name is, and the same goes for Rubio and any of the other of you immigrants. Listen, do you ever learn? Do you ever listen? Listen to the words of one Ann Coulter, who said out loud what some others are afraid to say. And I'm going to quote her. And she said this to Nikki Haley, and she meant it for Ramazani and Rubio. She said, you will never be accepted because you're not white. And Ms. Gomez, you've got to learn that lesson right along with them. They're never going anywhere. You can lick the boots. Let's talk about Nikki Haley and Rubio. They both were led to believe that they might be in contention to be the vice president. Should bigot, racist, commander-in-chief wannabe get elected. Okay? Now, in the last several days, the campaign team of Donald Trump has sent out vetting papers to people they consider strongly to be vice presidential material. Guess whose name was not on the list? Guess who did not receive the papers? Nikki Haley, Rubio, and by the way, Tim Scott, who's a damn fool, and was used right up until the last month, okay, to think he was in top contention to be the vice president for a man who can't stand the idea of having a black man in the White House. And he has the audacity to believe that that man, Donald J. Trump, was going to pick him for vice president. What school? He must have went to Doolittle University. Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing. Ms. Gomez, I'm going to say this to you right now. In spite of all the bootlicking that you are doing, of all the, well, I don't want to say it, but all the other licking that you're doing, I'm going to say this, I'm going to go on record and tell you right now what nobody else will tell you. You're not about to be elected as the Secretary of State anytime soon in the state of Missouri because of the fact that you are a bootlicking, Trump supporting Republican. It will get you nowhere. With or without his support, you will not be elected to Secretary of State. Mark my words. Now, in spite of all of your bootlicking, all your sucking up to, trying to appease, and trying to be an attention getter with all your bigoted, hatred, racist remarks, Donald Trump still has not endorsed you, ma'am. He has not endorsed you, and you're running against 7 other Republican candidates, or you're one of 7, okay? And he has not endorsed you. So that shows you just how much he really cares about you and your bootlicking and your support, your racist, bigoted, dumb, ignorant support means to him. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Because you are just like Nikki Haley, Rubio, and Ramaswamy, or whatever his name is, you are all alike. He doesn't give a damn about you. He likes when you praise him, but that doesn't mean that he likes you any better than he does me or anybody that looks like me. And I know where I stand with him. It's about time you found out. And I think after this election, you will find out that all of your bootlicking, all of your butt kissing, all of your support, all of your attention seeking, all of your racist, bigoted remarks, trying to impress Donald Trump, have went for naught. Because he doesn't give a damn about you. To him, you're just another itch. And remember, I said itch, okay, on the block. That's what you are to him. The same is true with Nikki Haley, okay? So now let me tell you a little bit more about this lady. You know, she says, well, the video of Miss Gomez that was posted on X ends with a photo of her posing with an assault rifle while dressed in military-style clothing, even though phony, racist, bigoted Valentina Gomez, a 25-year-old immigrant from Colombia, has never served in the military. She's a phony, just like Donald Trump. Okay? You would think that he would reach out and embrace her. She has so much in common with him. Okay? But the mere fact with him is she's not white. Okay? But she doesn't have enough sense to know that. You see, she doesn't know where she stands. She's seen others and she's decided to jump in the wagon with them. And them is Nikki Haley, Rubio, Senator Rubio, and presidential wannabe, vice presidential wannabe, Ramazani. And now Ms. Gomez, they're all in that same boat. All of them are immigrants. All of them think that by licking and sucking up to Donald Trump will put him in their good graces. Mr. Ramaswamy, you ran for president. You licked the boots at that time. Where did it get you? Mr. Ramaswamy, or Ramaswamy, or whatever it is, did you get a letter from the campaign of Donald J. Trump seeking to vet you for vice president? I don't think so. So basically, Mr. Ramazani, you spent a lot of time, wasted a lot of energy, showed your true ignorance, your true racist self, your true bigoted self, only to be just another fool who was fooled by con man number one. And you didn't have enough sense to see it. You claim to be so very smart. You claim to be a billionaire. And I know that doesn't make you smart just because you have a billion. But certainly, one would think you would have the common sense to know where you stand with somebody like Donald J. Trump. But apparently, you didn't go to the right school. Oh, I forgot. There's no school in America or even in India that teaches you common sense. You either have it or you don't. And it looks to me like you, along with Mrs. Valentina Gomez, wannabe Secretary of State of Missouri, don't have very much common sense. And like I said, for me, it's hard to believe that Mrs. or Miss Gomez could attain so much ignorance and so much bigotry and so much racism in 25 years. She's still a kid. She's still a baby. She's got a hell of a lot of learning to do. I hope she will put her head in some books and some early books and find out about the Black experience and do it soon before you dig a hole that you cannot dig yourself out of. Because that's what you're doing right now. You're starting off early in life, speaking about things that you know not a damn thing about. You sound like a racist, ignorant, stupid, bigotry itch. And I said itch, I-T-C-H. Now I know that it rhymes with witch and stitch and, well, you know what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So that's it, man. And that's my story, and that's my show for tonight. But I want you all to know that these people that are coming over here and immigrants to our homeland and want to disrespect us and talk stupid and racist and bigoted crap to us and tell us to leave our homeland, you're showing your damn ignorance. You're showing how big of a fool and how big of a racist you really, really are. And as the old saying goes, if somebody shows you who they are, you believe them the first time. Okay? So, Ms. Gomez, I got you. All right? Okay, folks, that's my show for tonight. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching. And listen, hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this show, there'll be many more just like it. So hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. See you next time.